So in this video, I'll be explaining the vocabulary in this reading. It says the myth, el mito, of the 8-hour sleep. So an 8-hour sleep is what we call a compound adjective. So we've got 5-star hotel, a 5-minute video, an 8-hour sleep. Yeah, so don't say a 5 stars hotel or a 5 minutes video, yeah, or an 8 hours sleep. So we often worry about lying awake in the middle of the night, but it could be good for you, ¿no? Estamos ahí acostados, despiertos, yeah, but it could be good for you. A growing body of evidence. So as you can see here, body of evidence is a nice set phrase that we need to learn. Okay, of evidence from both science and history suggests that the 8-hour sleep may be unnatural. Yeah, so what we expect from modern society might not actually be natural. Okay, so in the early 1990s, a psychiatrist, kind of like a psychologist, but one that uses medicine, Thomas Were conducted an experiment in which a group of people were plunged into darkness. Plunge, like fueron sumergidos en. Yeah, they were plunged into darkness for 14 hours every day for a month. It took some time for their sleep to regulate. Yeah, tardó un poquito en regularse su sueño. But by the 4th week, pero para la cuarta semana, the subjects, like the people involved in the experiment, had settled into a very distinct sleeping pattern. Yeah? Se habían adaptado, yeah, a un patrón de sueño, unos hábitos de sueño muy diferentes, muy distintos, ¿no? They slept first for 4 hours, then woke up for 1 or 2 hours, and then going back to sleep for another 4 hours. So 4 hours of sleep, 2 hours awake, 4 hours of sleep. Aunque sleep scientists were impressed by the study, among the general public, the idea that we must be asleep for 8 consecutive hours, 8 horas consecutivas, persisted. O sea, esa idea continuó. Yeah. Okay, so in 2001, historian Roger Ekirch, I think, I'm not sure, of Virginia Tech published a seminal paper, like really influential, really important document, and a seminal paper drawn from, yeah, like derivado de, yeah. Oh my gosh, look at my spelling. Derivado. So yeah, drawn from 16 years of research, revealing, like revelando, a wealth, muchísima evidencia histórica that humans used to sleep, solíamos dormir, in 2 distinct chunks, como bloques, segmentos, ¿no? His book, At Day's Close, o sea, terminando el día, al fin del día, Night in Times Past, como era la noche en tiempos pasados, published 4 years later, lo cual fue publicado 4 años después, unearths, like it reveals, yeah, descubre, yeah, unearths more than 500 references to segmented sleep pattern, yeah, un hábito de sueño segmentado, in diaries, in court records, in medical books, in literature. Okay. Then the next section that we have is during this waking period. So here we go. During the waking period, between sleeps, people were quite active. La gente era como bastante activa, ¿no? They often got up, went to the toilet, smoked tobacco, or even visited, and some even visited neighbors. Imagine visiting your neighbor at like 2 in the morning or something. Most stayed in bed, read, wrote, and often prayed. Yeah, orar. Yeah. Countless, una infinidad, no, un sinfín de prayer manuals, like books about how to pray, from the late 15th century, offered special prayers for the hours in between sleeps, ¿no? O sea, había prayers, oraciones como especiales para ese momento entre duermo 4 horas, despierto 2 y duermo otras 4 horas. He found that references to the first and second sleep started to disappear. Yeah, ya empezaron a desaparecer during the late 17th century. This started among the urban upper classes, ¿no? Las clases altas de la sociedad urbanas de Northern Europe. And over the course of the next 200 years, y en el transcurso de los siguientes 200 años, filtered down, como que se filtró hacia abajo, the rest of Western society. By the 1920s, the idea of a first and a second sleep had receded. Casi se había eliminado por completo. No? Had receded. Okay. Entirely from our social consciousness, nuestra conciencia social. He attributes, lo atribuye, the initial shift to improvements in street lighting. Había más alumbramiento en la calle. Domestic lighting, la gente tenía luz en la casa. And a surge, un aumento, aumentaron el número de coffee houses. We all know that drinking coffee keeps you awake, which were sometimes open all night. As the night became a place for legitimate activity, o sea, ya con la luz eléctrica podrías realizar actividades legítimas en la noche, cuando antes no. And as that activity increased, there was more activity, the length of time people could dedicate to rest dwindled, ¿no? El tiempo que podíamos dedicar al descanso bajó, disminuyó. Okay, fine. Today, most people seem to have adapted quite well. Nos hemos adaptado. But he believes that many sleeping problems may have roots in, tiene sus raíces en, the human body's natural preference for segmented sleep. El sueño segmentado, ¿no? Dividido. As well as the ubiquity. Okay, so ubiquity, it comes from the adjective, the adjective ubiquitous, which means ubicuo in Spanish, which means en todas partes, omnipresente. So the ubiquity of artificial light. This could be at the root of, podría ser la raíz de, una condición called sleep maintenance insomnia. No, like a type of insomnia, where people wake during the night and have trouble getting back to sleep. Se despiertan en la noche y ya no pueden volver a dormir. Okay, he suggests. The condition first appears in literature at the end of the 19th century, at the same time as accounts of segmented sleep disappear. O sea, surge esa condición de insomnia cuando el segmented sleep deja de ser de moda. ¿No? So the first condition, at the same time as accounts, cuentos of segmented sleep disappear. For most of evolution, we slept a certain way, says sleep psychologist Dr. Greg Jacobs. Waking up during the night is part of normal human physiology, o sea, es parte de cómo somos. ¿No? Jacobs suggests that the waking period between sleeps, ¿no? Esas 2 horas de actividad, ¿no? When people were forced into periods of rest and relaxation, pues tenías que descansar, relajarte, porque pues no había otra cosa que hacer, porque no había luz eléctrica, could have played an important part in, desempeñar un rol importante, o sea, un papel importante, in the human capacity to regulate stress naturally, regular el estrés. In many historic accounts, cuentos históricos, versiones históricas, ¿no? He found that people used time to meditate, think deeply about their dreams. Okay. Today we spend less time doing those things. Ya no pasamos tiempo haciendo estas cosas, says Dr. Jacobs. It's not a coincidence, no es una coincidencia, that in modern life, the number of people who report anxiety, ansiedad, stress, depresión, has gone up, subido. ¿No? So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night, think of your pre-industrial ancestors, ¿no? Nuestros ancestros pre-industriales, and relax. Lying awake could be good for you. Okay, well, as always, guys, I hope this information was useful.